Peace, yo. Peace and blessings to y'all, you know what I'm saying? YouTube family, that whole internet universe out there, what's going on, man? Your boy hitting you on this Friday night, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to see what's good. Um, just trying to see what's good, what's flavorful for the evening with y'all, man. Yeah, man, we over here going in, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go in on I gotta go in, man. I got to you know what I'm saying, discuss these topics, man. I just can't let them go, man. Can't let them go. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So what we talking about here, man, is these psyops, man. These a couple different incidents I'm gonna be going over, right? Psychological operations, you know what I'm saying? That does involve the military, industrial complex, but you know what I'm saying, the whole nine. Yeah, man. So what this all is about, man. It's just about a lot of these these staged events that we got going on over here, man. And it'd be so crazy to the point where I can't even. And I refuse, you know what I'm saying, to just believe my eyes, man. To believe my own ears and eyes. You see what I'm saying? When it comes down to these stories, man. They just be so scripted. Um, really scripted, man. We're gonna see what's going on over here, man. I'm gonna break it down from my commentary. Excuse me, in the best way I know how to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so let me go on and get on here real quick. Hold up. Let me get on here real quick and talk. Okay, so the first story and incident I'm talking about is right. I'm gonna talk about another one, but the first one I'm talking about is the whole. For one, well, not the first. Well, I'm gonna add this in here. A lot of these celebrities dying, man. It's just you know what I'm saying. I mean, I know it's certain people's time to go and everything. You know, death is a part of life, but at the same time, you just gotta really be careful, man. And I noticed too, us as so-called black people, so-called right, we have no compassion. Um, right, we don't have no compassion for our own people. You know, we have no compassion for our family members die. You see what I'm saying? And people we know die, people we know be sick, and people we know ends up going through changes and having problems, right? But at the same time, we don't really have that same compassion and the same energy. It seems like for people that we know that are sick or sickly, right? And versus and pass away versus these celebrities. Y'all over here praising Lisa Marie Presley and praising her and everything like that. But my thing is, see, I noticed as so-called black people, I noticed we like to tend to we tend to like praise people without even, I don't know how to explain it, like psychologically and subconsciously praising people and uplifting certain people, right, and giving a different type of vibratory frequency towards another group versus doing it to our own. And I really noticed that. I'm really starting to notice patterns to this. It's crazy because when the queen died, we like, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? The queen, and when Betty Wright died, you know what I'm saying? Betty White or whatever her name was, we was sad, and people on Twitter and social media, right? But it's funny because you know, when Kevin Samuels died, it was a lot of bashing. It was a lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's right. I didn't even see the same kind of when Gangsta Boo died, especially y'all so-called black women. I didn't even get to see the same kind of compassion, the same kind of um, you know, love and homage paid when Betty White died. You know what I'm saying? With the Gangsta Boo. You see what I'm saying? Even though that could that story don't add up either. But I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't think we noticed it, but at the same time, um, we kind of do because you know how you treating your people versus other people. You know that. I mean, come on now. So that's how I look at that from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's a subconscious thing, I think, man, more so, man. Yeah, man. Lisa Marie Presley died or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And y'all just like going Google Gaga, man. And Betty Wright died. Y'all was going Google Gaga. When the Queen died, y'all was going Google Gaga. You know what I'm saying? But let Kevin Samuels die. Y'all was bashing that man, and not even letting him rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? And See, just because somebody holds y'all accountable or holds y'all up to, your feet up to the fire, don't, you know what I'm saying? That does not mean that y'all should, just, belittle them like that, man. And just like, you know what I'm saying? Publicly, like, humiliate them using your platforms and using your, right? Saying your social media to humiliate. And I don't think that's cool, right? I don't think that, I don't, from that perspective, man, that's not cool. It's really petty. It's really childish. But, like I said, though, I mean, not trying to be funny or nothing, but just people, period. Our so-called people, but really the so-called black woman, right? Really can't be told nothing. Really can't be told nothing. Um, really can't, it's just not held to, it's just held to a different standard. Like, you can't, I noticed you can't really tell our women nothing, man. It's just the accountability thing. Kevin Samuels did exactly that and held them accountable. You see what I'm saying? And they really hated him. Ice Cube, I mean, I don't even know, whatever with that situation with the Donald Trump thing, asking Trump and his cabinet to do something to help us or whatever the fuck the case is. But there was a lot of bashing with that. You had to see, but these people be agents though. You know what I'm saying? These people be agents. Oh girl, yo, what up? What's good? You know what I'm saying? Mason Capone in the house. You feel me? But you got these so-called black women, man. You got them over here. You know what I'm saying? Bashing or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And getting on Kevin Samuels. But at the same time, it's just like there's no smoke for Cynthia G though. You know what I'm saying? There's no smoke for the you got the ones in, well, there's no community. But you got ones talking about, you know what I'm saying, praising the bastard baby makers, right? You know what I'm saying? You got ones praising the right, you got ones claiming the single moms and single, you know what I'm saying? Claiming them and all that. You see what I'm saying? But it's like it's crazy, man. It's just not the same energy and same vibe. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good thing, man. That's really horrible if you think about it, man. If you really think about it from that perspective, man, it's just like we lacking. You know what I'm saying? It's an insanity thing. It's an insanity thing, straight up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So well, I mean, what do y'all think about that, man? It's just like my bad. Ice Cube, asked the cabinet. Excuse me, my bad. Went off on a little tangent for a second, and then basically you got the women talking about, what are you gonna do? What is this plan and stuff like that gonna do for us black women? But it's just like, see, right then and there, we don't peep. We're not sharp enough, a lot of us, to see that they divided themselves. But see, these people be shields though. You know what I'm saying? Like the what's the not the view? What's the word? The view too. It's just that you know what I'm saying. Platform is basically they're told what to say, and they get paid to say what they're supposed to say. A certain scripted thing what to say, right? They get paid that. You know what I'm saying. You can't go against the grain on them shows, on the View and on the what's the other one? The one Fox Soul. And you see, it's so it's symbolic and just so, you know what I'm saying. Um, it's just stereotypical because it's called Fox Soul because it has so-called black women on there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy, man. We you wouldn't and you couldn't call Asians yellow. It wouldn't be no, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be no stereotypical ass like, you know what I'm saying? Something like stereotypical like that. You see what I'm saying? That's really stereotypical. But see, we go with the stereotype because after all, we calling ourselves black, right? We calling ourselves people of color. But there's no color in black though. Black is not a color, right? It's last on the color spectrum actually. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? It has no color, neither just white, right? And so therefore it makes it indigo. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's crazy, man. But I mean, I don't know, but see, the thing is, those people are shields. Those people are agents. BJ, what's going on, man? These people are agents. These people are shields, right? At the Fox Soul crowd, and you know what I'm saying? And the View and people like that. So I can't take what they say seriously. I can't take somebody like that on one of the platforms what they say and I got to take it with a grain of salt because these people be agents. They're paid to say this. They're paid to present. You see what I'm saying? Whatever on these shows, a certain kind of image on these shows. That's basically how that is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just tired of it though. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, because we feed into it. You know what I'm saying? We feed into the bullshit. We feed into the stereotypical negative. You know what I'm saying? Because then these so-called black women wouldn't have been talking about what is in the plan for us. See, we divide ourselves. Social media is making it worse. You got YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Making that much work. You know what I'm saying, with the gender war thing. You see what I'm saying? If they're talking about a gender war, you see what I'm saying? How is it? But see, y'all the one that made the gender war thing up on this platform we call YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where did that even term come from? Gender war. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Like the algorithms are not set by us. You see what I'm saying? The algorithms are not set and controlled by us or not owned by us, man. So um, we don't set the narrative. The news media is not controlled or owned by us. You see what I'm saying? The news media, you already know who they're controlled and owned by. That's why you can't say nothing bad about a certain group of people. The Creed people, you can't say nothing bad about them, and you can't say nothing bad about the LGBT. You can say bad things about it. Oh, in the Asian community too. But you can say things bad about us all day, and that's about it. You see what I'm saying? So, even like when a so-called white European, person does a serial killing or a mass shooting. Now it's called the mass shooting now. Excuse me. When goes on a tangent like that and does something like that, then they're saying that there's psychologically something wrong with them. They're saying that, you see what I'm saying? They're mentally, you know what I mean? It's always a mental thing, like low key, almost like the point to where they're like, oh, they didn't mean to do it. It's their mind wasn't in it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Their subconscious mind, shit like that, man. They wasn't basically making it to where they don't have to own up to doing this shit. But when we do something right, it's never no psychological nothing involved. There's never no mental anything involved. You see, y'all notice that? I mean, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about when it comes down to this news media and these news feeds and the narratives being pushed. You see what I'm saying? Um, gang banging, crime. Those they push those narratives for us in our areas, right? You see what I'm saying? All day, every day. Those are pushed. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what y'all think, man. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all actually think about this, man? Because I mean, and you see, the thing is, it's not good because when you talk to a so-called black female or something like that, when you talk to females that look like you, this it's going to be an argument. You know what I'm saying? As I was saying earlier to somebody, man, it's just like everything is divided right now. You see what I'm saying? It's division right now. You see what I'm saying with so-called black men and women. You know what I'm saying? We can't get along. We can't come to common ground. You see what I'm saying? Not just us, but people. Period. Less people are getting married. More people are getting divorced. It's getting so bad with the social awkwardness and the division with this dating stuff to the point where you hear people talking about they don't want to get married. You hear females talking about they don't want to get married. They're not going to get married. They refuse. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, what are we really talking about here? You see what I'm saying? What's really going on? And you got people. Oh, there's some good women. Where they at? I'm not saying there's none, but I'm just saying I go on. Man, even if I share this out to somebody on Facebook, whatever, right? And y'all on here, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about these females on Facebook and in these Instagram. You can see, and these people be, you could be friends with these people, right? You see what these watch and see what these people post. It's just the stupidest shit, right? You know what I'm saying? The dumbest shit. You know what I mean? Stupid shit about stupid shit. And it's just like there's no critical thinking in the shit they post. There's no motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? There's no logics. But I mean, honestly though, we're the more logical ones. We're the more ones with the critical thinking. We're the ones that are actually sit down and try to solve something, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why we're good handymen. That's why we're good. You see what I'm saying? Fixing stuff. And you know what I mean? Um, the critical thinking and the logics is more there for us versus the females. You see what I'm saying? Well, I can't say critical thinking because a lot of even dudes don't have critical thinking no more. But a lot of these females, they're more what's the word? They're more feminine. They're more all about the how something makes them feel. They're more in their feelings. They're more, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a division, man. So you would get into an argument if I even stated this to somebody like me that's a woman, it's gonna be an argument, it's gonna be disagreements. It's just like we can't come to a common ground on a lot of things, man. It's really crazy when it comes down to us. But see, I could tell you what these people come to common ground on is actually exactly emotional. They come to common ground on racism and white supremacy and shit. Oh man, this and that is race. It's just like enough would be enough with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but see, real racism. You know what real racism is with the people, the city of Los Angeles County, whatever the fuck, did to people from Bruce's Beach back in the day, right? They used eminent domain, took the land, but then these people from Bruce's Beach, the descendants, the family, sold it right back to the city, county, whatever. My thing is, who's are y'all racist or not? I mean, is the city racist or not? Because I'm confused. Why would you sell that back to the racist city and county? Why would you sell? You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that? We do it.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, talking about these psyops that are going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Man,
they're getting plenty of them, ain't they, brother?
Yeah, man, I'm about to get into a couple right now. I was just talking a little bit before I get into these little stories.
We had a situation down here in Virginia where a 6-year-old shot the teacher in class, and the teacher got shot in the hand, and the thing hit her in the chest, and she still was able to take her student to safety.
See, I was about to bring that up. This is a perfect time to bring that up, man. See, exactly. And I see the thing is, I was telling my boy Mason Capone the other day in the chat. I was telling him, I'm like, man, you got to look at it like this: 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Or I was telling somebody, a 6-year-old for one. Where does he? I think I was telling you. We was talking about this. How does a 6-year-old know how to shoot? You know what I'm saying? For one, how does a 6-year-old know how to shoot? Right. For two, a 9mm is a high capacity. You know what I'm saying? Pistol. You know what I'm saying? Above the 40 cal and above the 45. So it's like that's a powerful handgun. You got some. You know what I'm saying? You got some grown men that have trouble. I mean, shoot, mostly anybody. If you first time you shoot a gun, you're not gonna. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna.
I ain't had no trouble shooting no 9 though. That was easy. The 40 was a little bit heavier.
Right,
I got two.
The 40 and the 45. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, well, I mean, right. But at the same time, I would say, just for some random for a teenager and for a 6-year-old, I think, you know what I'm saying? A 9mm would be my 9mm would be like, and you're still gonna have some recoil, but it depends on what kind of 9mm it is. Like if it's a Beretta, something, you know what I'm saying, in the $700 range, you know what I'm saying, $800 range, or something like a CZ or something like that, that's different. But something like a Glock or something like that is definitely gonna have some fucking recoil. But see, my thing is this too. It's just like there's no questions like you know what I'm saying being asked. Where did he get the gun from? You know what I'm saying? We don't ask the critical questions. You know what I'm saying? Where's the mom and how come they're not talking about the mom and dad? You know what I'm saying? Why they not?
Man, they talking about putting they pulled a switcheroo. Now they talking about they say the child what they say the child daggone they had a tip there. He had a gun that morning. They searched him. They couldn't find the gun, but he was in class.
Then where the gun come from? Right? Like they make it seem like he's Leon from The Professional. You know what I'm saying? They make it seem like he's a certified hitman or something.
I said a child outsmarting some adults. Man, come on, man, stop.
That's what I'm saying. We were, but see, that's the thing.
But now they talking about putting metal detectors in school.
But see, that's what they wanted to do anyway. That's the whole thing. That's the whole gig.
I know they did.
You know what I'm saying? And then the thing is too, what the heck was I just gonna say? I lost my train of thought. But where the hell he?
We always fall for the game, don't we?
Oh yeah, exactly. This is what I'm gonna say. Guess what date this happened to, man? That's how you know something's up with this. It happened on January
last Friday on the 6th.
So we don't think like damn January 6th. This, you know what I'm saying? Because that was a psyops hoax, January 6th. Just like this is a psyop hoax. We don't link the days up with the with each other. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't link these days up, man. We don't do the math on stuff, man. We don't see that.
Well, I know one thing. I don't give a damn about all of it. All I know is that if a person that's my goddamn superhero, 25-year-old white woman, daggone, was able to goddamn jump, get shot, and still take her other kids to safety. She bad, ain't she?
Right. I know. She like Wonder Woman and shit. She's Jean Grey or
Man,
somebody of the X-Men or something. I don't know, man. That's crazy. You're right, man. See, and when I honestly I told you, man, the other day when we talk about this shit.
you don't believe that, do you?
One thing, oh hell no. One thing I was saying about this too. It's just we don't see when we hear 6-year-old shoots teacher, we automatically believe it's real. We go with the trauma, you know what I'm saying? Because it's traumatizing, right? We go with the first thing we hear. We believe it. My thing is when I hear stuff like that, I don't believe it because it just sounds ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like something that I mean, like I just said, a 6-year-old really do, and then him aiming and shooting her perfectly, shooting the target from far away perfectly. Come on, bro. I mean, was he at the shooting range the earlier day before
Man,
or something or what? You know what I'm saying? Like I just I mean when I hear stuff like that, I automatically think that something's up. And see, people automatically think that there's not something up. People automatically think they go into defense mode and they go into trauma mode. You know what I'm saying? Which they probably had some traumatizing moments and stuff in their damn childhood. So it's really psychological when it comes out of that. But they go into the trauma mode and they go into the okay, and then they start talking about the situation like it's real. But my thing is, man, when I hear stuff like that, I have to question it, man. I have to question it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Darren Muhammad be saying, question everything. You got to, I mean, you have to question these things, man. And then we can't be this foolish. You know what I'm saying? We can't be this foolish to just think that stuff like this that sound foolish is real. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get into what's the name real quick. Let's get into a little clip of this real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is ridiculous, man. Just and it be holes in these stories. It don't be sounding right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when they report these stories, man, it just don't be sounding right. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there be holes at the reporters and stuff like that. They don't be saying, it just be obvious, man. You know what I'm saying? And they always use them trigger words. You know what I'm saying? You notice that always. All right. Anytime something is on the news or national media, I gotta question it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so this is for let me see. Fair Use Act 1976, section 107. This basically excludes me from any kind of copyright infringement, reporting this video for commentary purposes or educational purposes. All right. So this protects me from fair use to report this video. So I'm gonna go on and get it. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna see how it is. See the holes that they have in their story. You know what I'm saying?
Stinks. Oh, but what have you been doing to cover sense?
6-year-old boy detained after police say he shot a teacher inside a Newport News elementary school. I'm Bill Fitzgerald.
I'm Cheryl Miller. We have complete coverage of this developing story for you. We begin with our crime insider, John Burkett, who is in Newport News. John?
now he be everywhere.
Well, Cheryl, what was chaotic here about 4 hours ago is now calm. The chief of police just leaving this area off of Tyner Road at the Rich Creek Elementary School about 2 o'clock this afternoon. What we do know is they were called for an active shooter situation here at the elementary school. It appears at the time a student shot a teacher inside the classroom. The chief of police confirming that late tonight that a 6-year-old boy intentionally shot his teacher inside that classroom. She is critically wounded and at a local hospital with life-threatening injuries. Their investigation, of course, is in its early stages. He briefed us a short time ago telling us that he...
One thing, wait, hold up. How do you, okay, why do they keep saying accidentally shot? Accidentally, so wait. So how does a 6-year-old boy, how does a 6-year-old boy accidentally shoot somebody? Do we don't ask the right questions, man, but we're not asking questions at all, so.
That dude John Burkett be everywhere. He a lot of time down here in Richmond, he be on the crime scene. I don't know why the hell he went an hour away to do that. He could have just reported a shooting down here.
Right. And the thing is, man, you got to watch these reporters too, and the people they interview, because a lot of times the people they interview.
John Burkett is at every crime scene, dude. Every time a shooting happened, he says, shooting over here, put it on Facebook, post over here, new shooting, John Burkett. That dude be everywhere. What the hell he go all the way down there for?
And the thing is, too, it's like TMZ. It's like, where these motherfuckers be finding these stories and how the fuck they be getting there so quick? It's just like TMZ just be popping up out of trash cans and dumpsters and shit on the scene. True, you know what I'm saying? Damn, that lets you know too. There's some type of psychological operations we got going on, because You know, who better to really have the best intelligence, either naval intelligence or the military. In the military, we all know, you know, when these psyops, the military is involved in these incidences, man. So I mean, that makes perfect sense. That how these they get the story so quick and they be on the scene and everything so just dramatically. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, we don't ask these questions, or how the fuck does TMZ know and about these stories and get there so quick? You know what I'm saying? We don't. How did this guy John Burkett? You know, it's crazy, man. It really is crazy, man. You know, and it's always negative drama, never nothing positive, nothing never, you know, nothing ever, you know, about attributing to our community. But yet, and see, the thing is, I don't know, but I heard that this dude was a so-called a little black so-called boy, right? So, um, and the teacher was so-called white or whatever the hell, European, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, what you think about this, man? It's just like this shit is just too much of a fucking psyop, dude. Like, it's just too, you know what I'm saying? And this is something that you will get people's antennas, the traumatic antennas up when they hear about stories like this. You see what I'm saying? You know, when you hear about stories like this, you're like, oh, it triggers you, man. It triggers, you know. And this is ratings too, though, because to report on something like this, and you know, because you know most people are gonna believe it happened. This is perfect, excellent ratings for these motherfucking news channels.
He is thankful for the parents that came here and showed up on scene. While it seemed frustrating and chaotic, they did a good job of filing in line and getting their students by grades, picking them up, and then the buses rolled in just about an hour ago and picked up the rest of the students that were left.
Where's the ambulance at? Why is there no ambulance? Why is there no fire truck? See, we don't be asking the critical questions. Just like the Gangsta Boo, I reported on that. You didn't see no ambulances, no fire trucks, or nothing. You just seen a gang of police cars. Why is it? That lets you know something's up too. Why is there always a gang of police at these incidences, but there's never no ambulances ever? There's never no, you know, anything EMS services, because I know in other states it'd be EMS services. What's going on with this, man? It's just like we really don't get it. We don't. It's the same old, but it's just different people. It's just different incidences. You know what I'm saying? This one, 6-year-old supposed to be shot a teacher. You know, dude. And then see, this is for gun control too, though. They're gonna go double back with the gun control. They're gonna double back with the. I'm telling you, dude. Oh well, if a 6-year-old can get easy access, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna double back with the buybacks. They don't do that in any other community, by the way, but they do. Well, we don't have no community, but where we live and where we dwell at, our neighborhoods. They don't do that in any other neighborhoods or any other dwelling. You know what I'm saying? They don't have just like a job fair, like Darren Muhammad said. He broke that down, right? So I mean, we really got to just start asking these critical questions, man, and just getting tired of getting sick and tired. But how are you gonna get being tired of, you know, being sick and tired? How are you gonna, you know what I'm saying, when you don't have the critical thinking skills to question this and know that something's not right with this? You going with the narrative just like everybody else, right? The news is reporting the narrative and we going right along with it. But we see, it's funny when we don't want to agree with something that the news, then they're racist and then they're this and that, and we don't trust them. But yet, you know what I'm saying? Most of these stories, when the news reports it, we believe it's true. When it's something, you know, hair raising, like, oh, a 6-year-old, you know what I'm saying, disturbing, like a 6-year-old shot a teacher, we want to jump all over it, man. It's just weird. So the news is good when we want it to be good. You know, we like the news, right? I think the Mason Capone, I think the kid they said was so-called, but what looks like us, the shit was black, right? So it's just like, you know, it's crazy and shit. But you see, you didn't hear nothing about, and you're not going to hear nothing about psychological, or, you know, he was, you know what I'm saying, he was crazy. None of that. That only works for them. You know what I'm saying? That only works for their people. That only works when we're describing somebody that's from, you know, Europeans. I mean, that's just what I take of it. You know what I mean? That lets you know too. That's another narrative. You know, when we do something, we can't be crazy. We just have to be irrational. I mean, we can't be crazy. We have to be irrational. We have to be, you know, evil. We have to be. You see what I'm saying? We got to be wild, dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Thugs. You know, even though remember Obama called us thugs right during the Freddie Gray and all that shit, right? So.
Left here at the scene. So very chaotic scene, intense scene here this afternoon is now calmed down. Again, the chief of police, Steve Drew, has left this area. He did brief our cameras a little while ago. We may have that sound a few minutes from now. We do have the SOT, so let me roll what the chief of police, Steve Drew, said.
The altercation was between a 6-year-old, the student who did have the firearm, and the teacher, and then a round was fired. Like I said, she suffered a gunshot wound and has been transported to the hospital. This was not an accidental shooting.
You heard it there. It's not an accidental shooting. And that is what's shocking among parents here as you saw them coming to pick up their kids, tears streaming down from their faces. Our Maggie Marshall caught up.
Well, so are they responding to a reporter asking if it was an accidental shooting, or they just randomly put that in? Why would you put that in there? Like, and why would the kid actually, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, that shit just, man, we're caught up in the propaganda train, dude. We're caught up in the propaganda trauma train. It's, it's going all aboard and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's real shit. We caught up in the train.
With some of those parents, she has their information tonight.
Hey, John, well, pickup here is complete. And like you said, it has been just so emotional for both these parents, but also these little ones that were here today. I spoke to many parents who say that their mind just immediately went to anxiety and worry, wondering if their students were the ones hurt in this shooting. One parent I spoke to called the entire situation just devastating. She says her anxiety went through the roof the second she heard.
These motherfuckers, see, why does she sound like that? Why does she sound so sympathetic and like she's about to cry? See, these reporters be actors, man. They be actors and they go with the narrative. You see what I'm saying? Now, if this was just something regular, like a grown man or something, or whoever, somebody else got shot or whatever the case is, and it wasn't the same situation, her tone wouldn't sound like that. She sound like she's about to, like she weeping, like she about to cry, right? It's all pushing the narrative, man. These people are the biggest, you know what I'm saying? These reporters are the biggest actors, man. They go right along with the narrative just to make it be and seem and to believe, that much believable, man. So this lady, I mean, just listen to how she sounds, like, very sympathetic and empathetic, very, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Heard that there was a shooting. She said she raced to the school as quick as she could, and she described that the school was just chaos when she got there because all of the parents were just trying to get their kids and just trying to figure out if their kids were safe. She said she had tears in her eyes when she finally got to reunite with her kids.
It was really devastating, and me not knowing exactly what the situation was. And when he came out of that school, that was the best thing that I could have ever seen.
Tonight, these parents tell me they're just going to be loving on their kids extra as they try to make sense of what happened.
When the little boy came out, who's she talking about? Who is she talking about? When they brought him out, it's like, who? The little boy or who? See, it's just, you got to pay attention to the word, the way that people phrase stuff, and you know what I'm saying, and the kind of words that they choose, man, and just the particular, a lot of stuff that when they report on these stories and how they respond, man, you really got to pay attention to that. Like, man, all right.
Just even understand what they went through today here at school. The superintendent of the schools says this school in particular will be closed on Monday. Live in Newport News, I'm Maggie Marshall, CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Maggie. And we, of course, will continue to following this breaking and developing story for you throughout the evening, passing along new information as we get it.
My inspiration is just...
What's up, Einstein?
Under the Fair Use Act of 1976, under Section 107, this prevents from any kind of copyright for reporting on the story for educational purposes or criticism purposes. All right, so this is another one, man. So check this out, man. I got the video right after this 3 day, 3 days later, whatever, some days later when the so-called incident happened, right? So this is the teacher right here, man. That they call Helen her a hero because she was able to save her class, right? But meanwhile, she got shot, bleeding out, everything supposedly, And the thing is, they're not even saying where she got shot at. That's my thing. Where did she get shot at? So
My network has gone
They're calling her a hero,
kaput.
right? So she was shot and was able to do all that, save the kids, everything, right?
Switch to Verizon.
That's right. For a limited time, get Verizon Unlimited for just $25 a line, guaranteed for 3 years.
These commercials.
Only on Verizon.
Man, they're making a killing.
Details on the hero teacher who saved lives after a 6-year-old student pulled a 9mm handgun and shot her.
Oh, so now they want to. Okay, now they want to.
Russia news the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you guys. You know, this
So now they're saying it's a 9mm. Okay, all right. Don't got the gun. Didn't show it. Didn't none of that. Didn't show. I mean, I don't know, man. It just seems weird, man. You know what I'm saying?
Is just hard to fathom. That teacher is in stable condition and is recovering this morning. Police say after she was shot by that student, she managed to save the other children in her class. Authorities are now trying to figure out how and why that 6-year-old had a gun.
This morning, officials in Virginia piecing together how a 6-year-old got his hands on a gun and opened fire in his classroom, severely injuring his teacher.
This is an unprecedented situation that we're dealing with. This shooting was not accidental. It was intentional.
Police say the first grader took his mother's legally purchased 9mm handgun from home on Friday and fired one round at his 25-year-old teacher, Abigail Zwerner, as she was instructing the class. It's unclear why.
The round went through her hand, exited the rear of her hand, and into her upper chest.
Despite her...
How could something hit your hand? How hard is it to be a hero with a 6-year-old shooter? Man, you ain't never lied. It's just, we don't get it. You know what I'm saying? We don't get it. It just goes over our head. You know what I'm saying? Like just hearing it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's traumatic. It makes you feel some kind of way, man. So it's just like, we're not gonna, question, and we're not gonna, basically, we're not gonna just really just ask the critical questions, man, and go with the analysis, man. You know what I mean? With some kind of insight, man. We're not gonna do it. So, but So what did she do? How did it go through her hand and through her chest? Was she putting her hands up, or I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so how do you get hit in two areas, right? And then you're still able to. I don't know, how did she save the kids? I don't know how she did all that. I mean, you would go into shock. You never been shot before. You would go into shock like a motherfucker. Like, come on, right? I don't know. Let's keep going with this, man. I just don't believe everything I hear, man. I'm not a fool.
Wounds, Zwerner managing to clear the other kids out of the classroom.
She turned around to make sure that every one of those students was safe. I believe she did save lives.
The teacher stumbling into the administrative office where LaWanda Sample Rusk was picking up her grandchildren.
She said, call 911. I've been shot.
How could you say you believe that they saved lives when you didn't even know, what his intentions was, supposedly, right? And obviously she was just the only target. So he's gonna go just shoot random kids too, or I mean, that's just, you can't make a statement like that, because you don't know what he was going to do next. You don't know what he was going to do. It's just like, what are you trying to say about this little boy? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just shit like that from the supposedly chief of police is just really, really biased and really, really, you know what I'm saying? It's just like going with the narrative, you know?
Then she passed out.
Those in the office rendering first aid until paramedics.
So she passed out after she was able to call 911 and able to get the kids to safety. She passed out after that, conveniently. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Let's keep going. All right.
Arrived.
We immediately found towels and tried to put pressure on her wounds.
Mark Anthony Garcia Jr., an 8-year-old second grader, was just down the hall as the harrowing ordeal unfolded.
We all went to the safe room, and then after we got there, for a few minutes, people started crying.
Police say a school employee restrained the 6-year-old.
Not trying to be funny or nothing. That's not trying to be mean. But that little boy seemed like he was reading from something, or it just seemed scripted with it. I don't know, man. These it'd be so scripted. They talk so slow. There's no intensity. There's no emotions in their voices. There's none of them. You never see none of them cry. You never see none of these witnesses or victims or anything like that. Actually, tears come out their eyes. You never see it for some reason. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Old shooter until officers arrived, finding the gun on the floor.
How did you restrain the? Okay, so how would you say? Why would the police chief say that he believed lives are saved when? I mean, so did the boy give up the gun? How did they restrain the little boy? Didn't he still have the gun in his hand? I don't get it. How does that work? So y'all wasn't afraid. Y'all wasn't afraid of the little 6-year-old with the gun in his hand. Obviously, you know how to shoot, supposedly, right? See, does he know how to shoot, or doesn't he know how to shoot, right? Or did he hit his target? Or did he not hit his target? Because y'all just gonna and they didn't say how they restrained the boy, but you're just gonna go and try to, what I'm saying, basically risk your life and safety and restrain the boy, right? It makes sense. I gotta believe what they say because it's the media, right? It's just the mainstream media, man. They're right. They're always right, man. They're always right. Let's go.
6-year-old is under a temporary detention order and is receiving treatment at a medical facility. Police are still investigating how that child was able to get a hold of the gun inside his home. Officials are also now working to determine if the parents should face any charges.
Okay, see, these people. See, a lot of people don't own guns. A lot of people don't know. That doesn't work like that. You're automatically going to be brought up on charges. You're automatically going to lose your weapons, everything. You're going to lose your privileges, everything. Definitely going to be a felony that's going to be placed on you. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. Why do? Wow. What do y'all think, real quick? Okay, let me finish playing this, then we can see. You know what I'm saying?
But this teacher was truly a hero. The first thing she asked the police chief in the hospital is, "How are my students doing?"
Wow.
Oh, wow. Remarkable.
Incredible.
All right, thanks, Ariel.
Did you hear the other reporters? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, wow. Just no kind of, you know what I'm saying? No, nothing. It just, come on, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. BJ, what you think about this, man? About that? She was still able to do all that, right? And passed out after she did everything else. Then she passed out. Didn't pass out before. Wasn't in shock or anything like that before. But, she was able to do what she was supposed to do, right? Save the kids, save the day. Then she passed out. What you think about that shit, man? Yo, BJ. Yo. All right, I'm about to get to the next topic, man. So stop falling for stuff, man. Y'all stop falling for stuff, man. So look, we about to get into the next thing, man. We about to get into Patrice Cullors, old girl from Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter, they do matter. Patrice Cullors, right? So now we go into the psyop number 2, right? Patrice Cullors, I guess her nephew, right? Let's see. So Patrice Cullors' nephew supposedly gets harassed and detained by the police. Let's see. I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything Patrice Cullors. I don't believe anything she got to say. I'm sorry, I can't. All right, so look. Let's see this video, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna try to front because police do brutalitize, right? You know what I'm saying? Police brutality, man, they do whoop your ass, right? They do treat you a certain kind of way. You riding by, you know what I'm saying? You lock eyes with one of these European cops and shit, they'll fuck around and get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at you. You'll be walking, they're gonna look at you. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. I face that. You know what I'm saying? Out here where I'm at, right? But at the same time, And even if this is a real event, I'm not trying to discredit it, but I'm just saying I don't trust police Patrice colors. I don't trust anything that the Black Lives Matters, anything in the forefront that's put out there that they're involved in, right? Or not involved in. I don't trust none of it. We've seen the psyop, we've seen the game, we've seen the con that they did not too long ago. Big time con. So let's go in here real quick. Let's go in real quick, man. So let's see, man. Fair use, all right. 1976, copyright on Section 107. This protects me from any kind of this gives me fair use to report on this story, all right? So let's go.
Get off to the side here. Get on the street. Hey, stop right there.
Somebody's trying to kill me. Oh shit, it's already playing. My bad.
Here. Get up against the wall. Get up against the wall. Get up against the wall. Get up against the wall real quick. Stay down for me. Hey, stay here. Stay here.
Sir, I need some water. Can you get some water? Please.
Stay here. I'll get you some water here in a second, okay?
Please.
Just have a seat up against the wall there,
yes, sir.
Okay? Have a seat against the wall.
Sir.
Have a seat against the wall here.
Everybody got to see me, sir.
Have a seat against the wall over here.
I want people to see me.
Sir, okay, you can sit right there then.
Please.
I don't want you in the road. Come here. I don't want you in the road. Come here.
Please.
Come here.
Please.
Come here.
Please. Please.
Come here. Now, get down over there. Turn over on your stomach right now. Turn over on your stomach right now. Turn over.
Please don't do this, sir. Please. Help me, please. You know what? Help me, please. No, please help me. Help me, please. Please, 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 please.
Keenan, relax. Keenan, relax.
Help.
How did they know his name? Did he give him his ID? Wasn't he running? How did they know his name, right? Or did they? Let's keep going.
Kill me! Kill me! Help! Help!
Stop it, I'm gonna tase you. Stop it, I'm gonna tase you. I'm gonna tase you. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Turn over. Turn over, I'm gonna tase you. Turn over, or I'm gonna tase you. Turn over, I'm gonna tase you.
Yes.
I can't. Watch your elbow, partner.
You're trying to George Floyd me. You're trying to George
Stop
Floyd
it.
me.
Stop it, I'm gonna tase you.
Why are they? And then they say he died from being tased. But so why is he saying y'all trying to George Floyd me? Why does he keep saying that, right? Another psyop. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, he linking this what happened, and guess what? He ends up dying, just like George Floyd ended up dying, right? He ends up dying too. We don't think. We don't think. Let's go. We don't think. We do not think. Let's go.
I'm gonna tase him.
They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me. Leave me alone.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. I just can't believe everything I hear and see. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. Man. So he said y'all trying to George Floyd me, and then he ends up dying like George Floyd, right? But then look, he was able to talk and say something, right? Before he died. Just like George Floyd, right? I mean, we just don't we don't get it. But guess what? They're gonna be a lot of us talking about I mean, the police ain't shit. You know, I'm not a police advocate at all whatsoever. But I'm never gonna root for the police ever. You know what I'm saying? That's just not me. I don't do that. But at the same time, we can't just go with with that narrative. I mean, we're gonna go with that narrative. Excuse me. People like that look like us are gonna run with it. We're gonna bounce it, flip it, rock, roller skate with it. Just because it's one of us and stuff, and we're seeing this in real time happen to one of us, right? I just don't, why would you say you're going to George Floyd me and then you end up dying like he did? It's just too, And anything that the Black Lives Matter police Patrice Colors or the Garza or any one of them, I just can't sign into that. I mean, if this was not a staged event, you know what I'm saying? If this was real, you know, my condolences go out to his family. But at the same time, I just can't buy it. I can't buy it. What they selling, man, I just can't do it. You see what I'm saying? It's just, I refuse. So, yeah, man, just look at, you know, keywords and stuff they use in these stories and these incidences, man, and just look how they play out. You know, you'll just see that a lot of things don't add up, man. There be holes in these stories. It just, you know, these events just don't be making no sense. You know, it's just conclusions that you have to come up with when you hear these stories is just bullshit, you know. You have to come up with that the conclusion in that story. Or that did I say that right? So I mean, I'm gonna get back at y'all, man. You know, I'm I'm gonna go one more story real quick. All right, we'll go one more story real quick before we get out this motherfucker, man. Excuse me. All right, so let me see, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I just can't believe everything I hear, man. And you know, when I they rub me the wrong way. Black Lives Matter. They rub me the wrong way, man. It's just like, but see, the thing is, we need to stop doing, man. Just because somebody that looks like us or whatever the case is involved in something like this or involved in an incident like this, we got to stop being in our emotions and stop automatically thinking, oh, they look like us. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having empathy and sympathy. You know what I'm saying? When people like you are going through stuff, but at the same time, you know, we just enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough, man. Right. So we're gonna go with one more story. We're gonna go with that drag queen story hour, man. We're gonna go with that, man. That's burnt. Before we get out of here, man. So I mean, my thing is, you know, you got they're talking about you could be born gay and you're born this way and that way. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, hold up. The thing is, I just don't understand why there's such an agenda being pushed if these kids are born that way. I don't get it. Just let them grow up, right? I don't know. I mean, it's just stuff that kind of conflicts with each other, man, and just stuff that don't add up when you really think about it. All right, so let me see. Breaking news. Hold up. Well, you know what? Let's go into this real quick. The CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus, is at it again. You know, I mean, they should just be called the. No offense or nothing. It should be called the Congressional Mexican Caucus. You know. Yeah. They don't do nothing for us. They always advocate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's nothing okay, whatever. But see, that's why there already is a Congressional Mexican Caucus. Why are they not doing stuff and issuing stuff for immigrants and Mexican people or and other immigrants? You see what I'm saying? Why are they not doing that? I don't get it. You know, that lets you know that we don't have no leaders. That lets you know people sell us out at a drop of a dime. Right? That just lets you know we get sold out, man. Hold up. BJ, what up, man? You still on that mug? All right, let me see. All right, man. Shout out to TDE Hip Hop, man. Go on and subscribe to this dude, man. This dude, he be spitting, you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything he say, you know what I'm saying? But he be spitting. You know, I like his commentary, man. He go hard, man. You know what I'm saying? He breaks it down, man. He breaks down a lot of the you know what I'm saying, hypocrisy, man, and stuff like that when it comes down to us and the other groups and this fake ass de facto ass government
Ready to start eating healthier? Meet Kachava. Kachava is the.
We're just gonna play. I'm just gonna play a little bit of this, man. You know.
Now it appears that this time has come upon us, right? Everything that he laid out in that clip that I played multiple times has come to pass. So now here we are, in this situation where you have an influx of illegal immigrants. And with this influx of illegal immigrants, it is a 100% fact, right? Beyond reasonable doubt that illegal immigration hurts Black Americans. Now,
see, I'm not gonna, I agree with him. He's right. It hurts us, but I'm not gonna see. I don't advocate, and I don't say on my show. I don't call us that. We're not that. That's a misnomer. I don't use that term. I don't use terms like that. I don't use people of color. I don't use African American. You can't be two continents. You can't. We're not. I don't. African American is a motherfucker from Africa, and he's legalized as a motherfucking American. That's how that works. I don't. And plus two, just think about it. How are you named after two continents? America's a continent, and so is Africa. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't subscribe to it. I don't call myself it. I don't call other people it. I just don't. We don't call Asian people yellow, so we got to look at it like that. You don't call these, I would say Indians, I guess you could call them that, I guess, or people, you know what I'm saying? Even though we're that, but I don't call them red people. You feel me? So that's the thing, dude. See, they stopped American society. If you notice, they don't call no Indians, so quote unquote, they don't call them red. They don't call Asians, they don't call them yellow. So we got to really think, why are we still letting them call us Black, right? I don't get it. That makes perfect sense. Why are we still letting them call us that, right? So, I don't know. That shit started in the 60s, man. There was no, ain't you Black this and that, or Black this in the day in history. There wasn't no Black in no ancient times. Black just came out in the 60s, man. Stokely Carmichael and people like that first push that. Just like, what's the name? Jesse Jackson for the Rainbow Coalition and for African Americans. So what are we talking about here? Let's go. All right, let's go.
For those of you who may be new to this information and you're unaware of this, I'm just going to play a short clip. I think it's about maybe 2 minutes long. Many of you have seen this. Many of you have seen this already, but we have to keep in consideration those who are new to the information. So I want to play this quick clip for you guys that proves the point that I'm making right now. And once again, in part 2, I'm going to be proving this point in more in depth with more data and information. But for right now, I'm going to play this clip for you guys just to get us all caught up on the fact that, yes, indeed, illegal immigration does hurt the Black community.
To conduct a hearing on this. And there were at least 3 hearings that we conducted, one of which was designed specifically.
You know what? It's very important for me to make sure you guys see this also, right? This was from the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, okay? So this isn't some random fugazi think tank.
No, look, this is the thing. There's no, look, civil rights is something under the color of law. Look in the law book and look. The color of law is something that's, you know what I'm saying, it's something that appears as to be something, but it's not, right? That's what the color of law, we really look at, that's what that means. The color of law is invalid, right? And at the same time, you got to look at it like this. Civil rights is under the color of law. Civil rights mainly pertains, to discrimination. A cop, and beating or shooting or doing something, violating your rights, right? That has nothing to do with being civil or civil rights. That has something to do with that's a humanity issue. That's human rights, right? And you notice there's no human rights lawyers out here in America. They're all overseas. Why is that? It's crazy because look, even the animals have the American Humane Society, right? Even the animals are considered and classified as humane, right? But we not. Interesting. You see how that works? That's real, man. That is real spit. But yeah, let's keep going into this, man.
All right. This was from the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights.
To determine the effect of illegal immigration on Black workers. We had a panel of experts who testified, and they spanned the ideological spectrum. Regardless of whether or not they disagreed on discrete policy issues, each and every one of them agreed that illegal immigration has a decidedly negative impact on Black wage levels and employment levels. If you've got a significant influx of low-wage labor, what does it do? It depresses wage levels, correct? And what we found also was, regardless of the wage levels, illegal immigrants displaced Black workers in areas that had traditionally been populated by Black workers. And the reason for that is because what you find is Black workers, particularly Black males, are disproportionately concentrated in the low-wage labor market.
See, and they're hitting us, and they see, it's so bad. Look, this to let you know that something's not right with this, because you got the government and you got everybody. See, they're the one that made that term Black. That's why you have them using that. That right there is a honestly, that's a slanderous issue right there too. That could be under defamation. How are you still calling me Black, right? You don't call it. You stop calling the you see what I'm saying? You stop calling Asians yellow. You stop doing that. You don't call no so-called Indians, right? You don't call none of them Black. I mean us Black. Or you don't call none of them yellow. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? They're not called yellow. You see, it's crazy how it's just crazy how things, man, a lot of this stuff is crazy, man. But see, we wouldn't get to this. We wouldn't understand this, right? Why would we? All right.
And are disproportionately likely to have no more than a high school diploma. And the same is true for the cohort of illegal aliens, and they compete with one another in areas such as construction, hospitality, service, and agriculture. This was not a small displacement either. We had one witness who testified that after he had run the numbers, he found that 40% of the decline in labor participation rates among Black workers over 3 decades was attributable to competition from illegal immigration. It comes to nearly 1 million fewer jobs for Black Americans as a result of the competition from illegal immigrants. And it's not just the employment levels, it's the wage levels also. And I can only give you a few examples, but we had evidence from the Fed in Atlanta, which did a study on this, to show that illegal immigrants depressed wages, the competition from illegal immigrants depressed wages by $960 on average. But in certain sectors, such as the hospitality industry, the depression of wage levels was $1,560. And because Black workers were disproportionately concentrated in those areas, they were disproportionately affected.
Now, as I stated earlier, this information isn't new information, obviously, to you all, because I've discussed this before. Many of you all have heard other people discuss this and talk about that, right? But like I said, we need to make sure we're taking consideration for those who are new to the information. But here's something that many of you may not know, right? What many of you may not know is how far back this fight goes, right? The fight between Black Americans, particularly the descendants of American slaves, the fight against them being replaced, right, and pushed to the side in favor of illegal immigrants, as well as legal migrants as well. This is something that has been going on literally for over a century and a half now, right? And I want to give you guys a little bit of information. Remember, Michael Eric Dyson said that we don't read. Well, I definitely do. And I want to read you guys a little something right now, just so you can actually get a grasp of how back how far back this struggle actually goes. So what you're looking at on your screen right now, right?
Here, Navy SEALs 3 rules for surviving a real-world assault. Rule number 1, always fight dirty.
This is the beginning of chapter 2 of a phenomenal book that I strongly suggest everyone reads at least once. And if not, I know a lot of people are really busy and, it's hard to find time to read. Go listen to the audiobook. You download I think it was the Audible app. I have that also, and listen to the audiobook. But this book is called Back of the Hiring Line, a 200-year history of immigration surges, employer bias, and depression of Black wealth. Now, hopefully, you know what? Let me take this banner off very quickly. So to make sure you guys can see the whole thing, let me take the little banner off that's going around very quickly. I need you to be able to see this whole thing. Okay. Okay. So now let me read this to you. Okay. Chapter 2, a quick walk through the history, 1820 to 2020. Okay. This is insane how far back this goes. In the 1820s in the North, well before the Civil War, more than 100,000 African Americans were free of slavery, and in the labor force when the first waves of mass migration swept over American shores. Historians find that employers immediately began to take advantage of the surplus of labor and the larger choice of white employees whom they moved to the front of the hiring lines. Black workers were systemically displaced over the next decades of spikes in immigration, mainly from Northern Europe. Ex-slave Frederick Douglass. They don't teach you this stuff. They don't tell you nothing about this stuff. And I thought Hotep hooligans like myself, we don't read. Well, I'm reading to you right now. This Hotep hooligan reads, okay? I know my stuff. Ex-slave Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist orator, activist, and writer, lamented at the time, the old employments by which we have heretofore gained our livelihood are gradually, and it may be inevitably, passing into other hands. Every hour sees the Black man elbowed out of employment by some newly arrived immigrant whose hunger and whose color are thought to give him a better title to the place. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Frederick Douglass, okay? That wasn't me, right? The Hotep hooligan, Tony DeLaramie. That didn't come from me. That came from Frederick Douglass. Trust me when I tell you, when I do part 2 of this live stream, we're going to get deep into the data, the statistics, and the history. Give me just a second. Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about being healthy, I'm gonna make sure to throw that in you guys' face every live stream. I think last live stream, I told you guys you don't know nothing about that ginger and turmeric tea. Y'all out here drinking soda. Nah, not me. So let's carry on. Okay, let's carry on. And once again, I really have to reiterate this book right here, Back of the Hiring Line, a 200-year history of immigration surges, employer biases, and depression of Black wealth. This is a must read, okay? A must and critical read. Adrian Hinks, he always drinking. Every live stream I do, I'm drinking on something, whether it's this live stream, the live streams I do here on the main channel, or if it's on Just Talking with TD and Rob. I always got to have a little something for my throat, right? So... But let's carry on, right? Let's carry on. That's enough with the jokey jokes. And also too, I'm glad I didn't forget this before I moved on, right? I want to make sure you know too, because there's a lot of like fake news that goes around, right, concerning, oh, this is hate speech and all this kind of stuff. That quote that I just read from Frederick Douglass, right? Listen, I want to make sure everything's authentic. That quote from Frederick Douglass is a direct quote from his book titled Frederick Douglass, My Bondage and My Freedom. Okay, so this is Frederick Douglass who wrote this out. This is his book. This is all factual information. Okay, and for those of you who don't know, I'll read this for you real quick. Right, Frederick Douglass, My Bondage and My Freedom. My Bondage and My Freedom is an autobiographical slave narrative written by Frederick Douglass and published in 1855. It is the second of three autobiographies written by Frederick Douglass and is mainly an expansion on his first narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave. Okay, so I just want to make sure that we got everything covered here. All right, got everything covered here. So
for just $67, you can make as many videos as you want, and you never need to pick up a camera, use complicated editing software, or have to fork out thousands of dollars on expensive freelancer fees. Because with Create Studio Pro...
So now the question stands, right, with everything that I just stated. If the CBC knows how negatively illegal immigration and legal immigration overall negatively impacts the Black community, then why don't they do anything about it, right? Even Frederick Douglass knew and felt and discussed the impact of immigration on the Black community, specifically speaking, the descendants of American slavery. Well, why is that? Well, in short, the simple answer is because the Congressional Black Caucus isn't designed to exclusively benefit Black Americans, right? Not like how every other caucus is literally exclusively designed to benefit Black Americans. And I want to go through that right now, right? Let's go through some.
See, that's the point I was thinking of bringing up too. He's right, man. In that instant, man, basically, everybody else has a caucus. I just said that. The Mexicans have one. The Asians. That's the thing. Other groups or whatever. So the thing is, so-called minority groups. I don't call myself that, and I don't call other people that look like me that. But anyway, certain groups or whatever. They got caucuses. But see, our caucus sells us out purposely, right? It's all by design. So the thing is, why are they pushing anything for these other groups? You know what I'm saying? That lets you know they're not for us. They basically, we shouldn't even talk about we have a caucus, right? We shouldn't even claim them. We should actually try to sue them or take them to court actually for what they're doing, because they're not representing us at all. They're misrepresenting us to the fullest extent. You see what I'm saying? So, basically you got to look at it like this. If the so-called people that's supposed to represent you, if they represent other people and not representing you, then you're vulnerable. You see what I'm saying? To everything else. You're vulnerable to being subjected and treated a certain kind of way. You're vulnerable to all this. You see what I'm saying? You're vulnerable to other groups, right? You know what I'm saying? Treating you a certain kind of way. You're vulnerable to, to just being mistreated, man, by everybody else, man. And the misnomer, we got the misnomers. We're calling ourselves misnomers. We're calling ourselves stuff that is not, basically not, what's it, there has no standing by law. For example, what's the name? Black has no standing by law. You see what I'm saying? In the law, right? Period. So the thing is, man, we're basically, you know what I'm saying? When you do stuff like that and you chant and keep repetitive on certain words like this, it's basically casting spells. So, I mean, we really got to just know and know, and really got to see, man, from a perspective, you know what I'm saying? That we can't help and can't really, you know what I'm saying? Participate in our own demise like we're kind of doing, man. You don't see, like I said, you don't see Asians calling themselves yellow. You don't see these the so-called Indians or whatever. You don't see them calling themselves Indian, man. It's just really, calling themselves red. It's really interesting and really weird how that works. I don't even know, man. Y'all tell me. It just doesn't make no sense at all. At all, you know what I'm saying? what we're doing, man. It's just really crazy if you really think about it, man, from a couple of different perspectives, man. We act like we really lost our mind in a sense, man, when it comes down to this, man. So it's just like, you can't talk about racism and this and that and you treat a certain kind of way when you're kind of participating in a lot of the distant advancements for your people, man. So I mean, you could thank the Congressional Black Caucus, you could thank these representatives and these Congress people and these people that's supposed to be representing your so-called skin tone, right? You could thank them for not doing nothing for you, man. You thank Messy Jesse Jackson, you could thank, what's the old boy's name, Al Sharpton. You could thank these people for just, being the Illuminati Masons that they are, the Boule that they are, you know what I'm saying, being in these secret societies. And, that's more important than serving you. Having a brotherhood and oath with other men and shit like that is more important than serving your people. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's just crazy because that's why other groups are excelling, man. That's why other groups, because they can have problems and they have disagreements, but at the same time, they're not going to put other people before their group. You see what I'm saying? Like I said before, like I be seeing on here, see, the crazy thing about it is we're a group, but we move like individuals. When you're a group and you move like individuals, there's no way you're going to be able to win. There's no strategizing, you know what I'm saying? There's no coming to the table. There's none of that. You see what I'm saying? So these other groups are groups and they're strategizing as groups, right? That's why they're getting stuff done. That's why they have actual communities and we don't. So, I mean, I don't know, man. What y'all think? I'm about to get off this bad boy, man. But yeah, man, we just really gotta see, man, to be vigilant, man, and just really gotta just know what's going on at all times, man, and stop being so quick to jump on that trauma train, man, and stop being so quick to just go on an emotional roller coaster, man. It's just like it's not that serious. You only have one life. You see what I'm saying? It should be really, you know what I'm saying? Hindered with positive thoughts, man, and encouragement and upliftment and stuff like that, man. Every day you tell yourself and every, you know what I'm saying? And other people should tell you, and uplift you. So I don't know, man. It's just really crazy. It's really an interesting situation on how all this works. You see what I'm saying? And how people are still basically just going along with this, man, and just still basically still just just going with the flow, man, and going with the bullshit, man, and going with the narrative, man, and going with that same old bullshit, man. And I mean, it's up to us to wake up, man. It's up to us to change, man. I think we really think that Jesus is going to come down, and you know what I'm saying? It's just like that's the thing, dude. Like, we got to save ourselves, man. Ain't nobody gonna save us but ourselves. You see what I'm saying? We gotta stop talking about how these groups are doing this and that and helping each other and doing all this when we need to do it our damn self. We act like that's a foreign, like it's a bad thing that these other groups are coming together and helping each other. It's really weird to me. Really, really interesting how we think like that, right? Or don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you just stay alert, man, when it comes down to these psyops, man, and these certain kind of maybe even hoax, when you really think about it, these incidences, man, you got to really, really be careful on what you hear, what you regurgitate and take in as real, truthful information. You see what I'm saying? You have to decipher all this stuff, man. Good, the bad, the ugly, right? If the facts, everything don't sound right, man, just go on and just leave it be, man. And that's all I got to say, man. You got to leave it be. Don't even focus on that BS. You know what I'm saying? Don't even focus on, all the negative, affirmations and stuff like that. This type of stuff, basically catches you, man. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. I might do another show tomorrow, man. Tomorrow night, Saturday night. So we'll see what's up. Y'all tune in, man. So I'm gonna start putting out these notifications a little earlier, man, before I do the shows. Right? Yeah, man. So like, comment, subscribe, man. Y'all share this out to y'all people, man. Share this out to y'all social media, your Facebook, your even your Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Your Instagram. And yeah, y'all catch me back on here, man. I'm about to be on here tomorrow. Yeah, y'all stay vigilant, man. It's stop pump falling for the BS. BJ, you still on here? What's going on? BJ, you still on this bad boy or what? All right, man. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man, and y'all stay up, man, and stay vigilant, man. Stay focused, man. Stay aware, all right?